Hello everyone and welcome back to Brooksburk Zoo. Today, for the very first time, we are not going to go back into our Garden of the Origins, because in the last episode we started our final chapter of Brooksburk Zoo. We're closing the gaps, we're building our South American area. And once we're flying over Brooksburk Castle, we're going to have a look at what we did in the last episode, in the last very short episode, because I forgot to record half of the video. So we're going to have a look at our habitat for the Galapagos giant tortoises. We do have 3 of them in that little habitat, and I think we're going to have offspring in one of the next episodes, so there's going to be lots more of little tortoises in there. But let's have a look at our recent inhabitants. In today's episode, we are going to start with our final build. We're going to have just about one more habitat that is going to take place right next to the tortoises here, and going all the way across towards our tapir habitat. So you might think, oh my god, what a huge habitat, and what animals should be in there? What animals do need that much space? Well, lots of them. And we're not going to have one episode where we build the whole habitat, but we are going to make baby steps towards it. Because I have planned something very exciting, very unique, especially for Brooksburk Zoo, and very unique for almost everything that I've built so far. Maybe some of you remember my panorama series that I did, where I built huge panoramas with 4 or 5 different species with natural barriers and stuff like that, so that you might think that all of the animal species that are in there could actually get together, but they are not able to. I'm trying to do something very similar in this last final build. So it's going to be a combination of a panorama habitat and also a combined habitat. You're going to see what I mean in the next episodes, but in today's episode we are starting with our first part, which is going to be the part for our capybaras. Because South America without capybaras wouldn't work. I think you can agree on that. So, as I was building this habitat, in the beginning I didn't even know that I was building for the capybaras, because the plan at first was a combined habitat for the giant anteater and the maned wolves. Then I built this little shelter for the animals, and I thought, okay, that might be a little problem when we are doing this shelter, and there should only be the anteaters in here and not the maned wolves as well. And if we are having a combined shelter for the animals, it needs to be a lot bigger, so this wouldn't work. We need to have a second building, and so I thought, no, let's not do this. I even wasn't feeling the combined habitat for the giant anteater and the maned wolves, so I decided, let's go for something easier, something smaller. Let's do the capybaras. And then I went to the Zoopedia, and I was looking up which animals we could combine with the capybaras. And I was very pleased to see that we could almost put every other South American animal that we do have in the game together in a habitat with the capybaras. There could be capuchin monkeys, also the alpaca, the peccary, and the maned wolf, the giant anteater, and I think that's it. Yeah, and the tapir. But we do already have the tapirs in Brooksburk Castle, so that was not an option at all. But all of the other animals brought me to the idea that we could do something pretty big and pretty exciting here. So that's where the idea for this last habitat came. And yeah, I just don't know right now how it's going to look, but I have prepared a little bit of it. So you're going to see that in a few minutes. But first of all, we need to build the shelter for the animals. Yeah, it's nothing really complicated or very exciting. Just a regular shelter with a little stuff area in here that is also not very special. So the usual items in here. And I'm also planning to keep it a little bit simple for the last few episodes because, yeah, for performance reasons, because we are very close to Brooksburk Castle, and Brooksburk Castle has so many pieces and performance is not the greatest right around here. So yeah, I thought it would make sense if we are not going too much into detail. Don't get me wrong, the whole build is going to look fine, and I'm pretty happy with it, but it's not that detailed anymore, and I'm not planning on going too much into detail for the last few episodes, as I told you guys, because everything that we are going to create in the next 3, 4 or 5 episodes, even before we finish Brooksburk Zoo, is going to take place all around Brooksburk Castle, and we have to be careful here in this area. Yeah, so I wanted to have viewing option for our visitors where they can see the animals inside the house as well. So I was putting those plaster pieces once again on the floor to simulate the path that's going right next to the window, that our visitors could actually go up front there and have a look at the animals. Yeah, also don't ask me why I took the sign for the monitors outside out of Brooksburk Castle to put it here for the animals. I could have taken the sign from the tortoises or from the elephants as well, but I was thinking we had smaller signs in the inside of Brooksburk Castle for the animals, but yeah, I was wrong on that, and yeah, so I copied the sign for the monitors. Yeah, as I was building this, it was some kind of a last-minute build, because I think I told you guys that I was going to Barcelona, and I've been there for the last 3 or 4 days now, and just came back on Saturday afternoon. And I didn't pre-record anything for my channel, so Saturday I was very tired of the traveling, and yeah, so I had to come up with something on Sunday, and I'm pretty happy that I came up with this, and I'm pretty happy with the outcome of it. Barcelona was beautiful. I had so nice weather. Here in Germany it is around, I think, 10 degrees, at least here around Munich. Most of the time it's very gray, and it's rainy and cold and very uncomfortable weather. So in Barcelona we had about 20 degrees, so it was much warmer, bright sunshine. I was very close to the beach. Every day I walked along the water and had a look at the ocean, which is so peaceful and so calming and so so soothing for your mental health, at least for my mental health. Always the sea is like the best medicine that I could think about. So I had a very great time there. I also visited the zoo in Barcelona, and I recorded a few videos, so that we're going to have a little video tour for the zoo in Barcelona within the next few weeks. I know there's also the tour from the zoo in Greece, in Athens, that I promised you guys that's coming as well. So I just have to find enough time to do all the stuff. I have so many things planned, but so little time for all of this. So yeah. Yeah, just a minute ago you could see that I was building, once again I was building a circle here. Here you can see it on the right side. That is going to be part of our next episode that we are going to have, or at least the second episode after that. Yeah, you guys can speculate in the comment section what you think is going to be in there, or who is going to be at home in there. Yeah, I'm very curious what you guys think and if you can find out what I'm already planning here. But I think in the next episode it would not make sense to go in there already. I think we're going in there one episode later, because it would make sense to extend the habitat that we are going to build today in this episode for our next inhabitants. That will make much more sense. And I also do hope I do hope that I can make it, finally I can make it work, that not all the animals can use all the space from the habitats that I'm going to build. It would be so great if only a few animals can reach the others and can visit them, and not every animal can go anywhere, like we do have the problem with the European bison, the European wild boar and the fallow deer. So I hope, that at least here for our South American area we can make it happen, that we can let the animals get together, but also having them separated if they need a break from all the other animals. But we will find out in the next episode, I think. And we're hoping for good hitboxes. And it will also take some time to come up with an idea how to manage where our keepers can go and where to put the food enrichment and the feeders for the animals. Because if our keepers are not able to go everywhere, we will have a little problem, because we have to keep all the food enrichment items and all the feeders in the habitat that our keepers actually can reach. So yeah, I will have to find a way to make that happen as well. Maybe we're going to have another building in here. I'm already thinking about that. If we are having another building between this habitat and the other habitat, that our keepers could go into and place the food for the animals. Yeah, that actually would work if we would have the keeper's gate not right here for the capybaras, but in the other building, so that we actually could have an entrance for our keeper, and we're going to have a gate for the capybaras where they could walk into the other habitat. And we're going to have a gate for the animals in the other building, which is going to be... No, that doesn't make sense. I have to think about that. Yeah, maybe you guys have an idea how I could come up with that and how I could make this work, because I wouldn't want all of the animals to have their feeding spots in just one habitat. So if there's any way I could make this work so that they could have their feeding spots in different habitats, yeah, if you have any idea, just let me know in the comment section. This is going to be a difficult thought process, I think. But yeah, we're going to make it happen. So as you can see, the building is already finished. I'm improving some kind of a gate here, which I'm going to delete afterwards, because this makes it too small for our keepers to get outside the building. The capybaras were pretty fine with it. They were able to go outside, but our keepers weren't, and that would be a problem because, yeah, as I said, we need our keepers to be able to get where the food enrichment items for the animals are. And the food enrichment items for the animals were on the outside of the habitat. You're going to see that in a few minutes. And if our keepers can't go outside, our animals will be starving, because our keepers can reach the food enrichments and can fill them up, and our animals won't have anything to eat. So yeah, that would not be cool. And that is the thing that I'm thinking about for our next habitats, how to make that actually work. Because we also can't have multiple gates for our habitats in the game. Which is sad. But, well, maybe somewhat in the future there will be an option to do something like this, which would be really, really great. But, yeah. Might be a little bit difficult for programming, I think. So doing a little rock work in here, and then we are going to finally do a little bit of planting, make the whole habitat look nice, and let our animals move in. I would also invite you guys for a little farewell tour on Wednesday, 5 PM European Standard Time. We are going to have a farewell tour in Litchfield Zoo. We're not going to do that live because, I think I won't have the time for a live stream these days, because everything around my job is very stressful right now. So I only have limited time, so I will record a farewell tour through Litchfield Zoo. Maybe some of you guys saw the series, some of you might have not, because it is my German series, but the farewell tour is going to take place only with music, so there's not going to be a voiceover or something like this, so you can actually just enjoy the zoo without my annoying comments the whole time. Yeah. Yeah, and I hope you guys will join in and look at Litchfield Zoo, which I was building for almost as long as I built for Brooksburk Zoo as well, because I think both of these projects started the same week, so they are actually twins or siblings. Yeah. So I was using lots of grass to put in there in here the Aristidia grass, the bison grass, and the don't know the word in English. In German it's called Dünengras, the long grass that I put in the back here to make it feel a little bit overgrown. And I really do like these small habitats. They are so much fun to create and to decorate and put some plants in there, and I really do enjoy this a lot. Yeah, we're almost done. Just a few minutes before we are finally able to buy some capybaras and let them into this habitat. Oh, and by the way, as I told you guys that in the Zoopedia there is like we can put the capybaras with the maned wolf. That's what I was looking for. That we can put the capybaras with the maned wolves in the same habitat. Have you guys seen somewhere a South American habitat where you actually have the maned wolves combined with capybaras? I think, yeah, I heard of habitats where the maned wolves are combined with giant anteaters. That is not too uncommon, I think. And also habitats with capybaras, alpacas or guanacos, vicuñas, nandus, and oh, sorry, it's not called nandus in English, with great areas, and also with I've already said giant anteaters and capybaras. So that is very, very common, but I never heard of a habitat where capybaras are combined with maned wolves. So if there is anything out there, just let me know in the comment section, because I would love to look that up. Okay, but we are finished with our capybara habitat. I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. It was a short episode once again. If you did so, just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to my channel so you don't miss the next few episodes here on the channel before we actually finish Brooksburk Zoo. And yeah, all I have to say is take care of yourself. Bye guys, and hope to see you next week again. Bye!